what's going to happen in future. Planning cannot change the future, but it will help in reducing the uncertainties. We don't know how is our future. It is unpredictable. Planning cannot change it. Even if we plan for future, we don't know what's going to happen with us. Do we know, are we going to live tomorrow or die? We have so many goals, so many aims are there, aspirations are there, but we don't know. So today also we are going to be, or we are going to die. We don't know, but still we plan. So planning cannot change the future, but it can avoid the uncertainties. So it helps the management in offsetting the uncertainties. This is the first importance of planning. The next one is optimum utilization of resources. As I already gave the example of raw materials, the purchase department will look into the raw materials. So if we don't know where we are, how many more goods are required, how much more inventory is required, we keep on ordering and we are losing the money. We are losing our resources. The resources which are already there are not valued. And still we are keep on ordering, keep on ordering. But if we have a proper track, a proper registers are maintained, where the input is recorded, the process of the raw materials is recorded, output is recorded. Okay, this much goods we purchased, this much were produced, and this much is still required. Then we can maximum utilize the resources. It helps us in recognizing our best possible resources, helps us in maximum utilization of resources. This is the second importance of planning. The third one is it provides direction. It provides direction. Where should a business go? Where should a business be 10 years from now? Where are we going to be? How did Google start off? How did big companies, how did IBM start off? They had certain goals, they had certain vision, mission, they had certain points. They decided, okay, after 10 years, we will be leading this market. Our market share would be this much. And they worked according to their plans. And if any deviation comes, they have to change the plan. So that's how the planning helps, the planning provides directions. It reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. As I already mentioned about the same example, we'll take the raw materials. We are not wasting the raw materials. It can help us in reducing the wasteful activities. We don't require any stock now. Still, we are ordering it. By planning, we can avoid that. It helps in reducing the wasteful activities. Next, it promotes creativity and organization. In features, we have seen that planning involves a mental exercise. It involves logical thinking. So it helps in bringing out creativity. Today's generation, they are having so much knowledge, so much skills they have. They bring so much new ideas to the organization. Why are the all big four companies trying to take the new blood in their organization? They recruit the new blood rather than the old age generation people, because the new blood, their thinking ability, their thinking creativity is matching with the market requirements. Every company has to work according to the requirements of the market. Otherwise, they have to shut down and sit. So they are recruiting the new blood because the new blood knows they have lot of capabilities, lot of skill, lot of innovative ideas, because of which the organization would be beneficial. So the planning facilitates, promotes creativity and innovation. Then plannings provide as a base for controlling. We have seen that planning is the first function, five functions of management, and controlling is the last. So planning acts as a base. We planned to achieve like 5,000 sales by end of this month, but we achieved only 3,000. So where we went wrong, where we expected, where we are, and where we have to be. So planning provides as a base for controlling. This is another importance of planning. Then planning strengthens the competitive ability. Planning helps the organization to strengthen to reduce their weakness and to foster according to the environmental opportunities. In today's competitive world, everyone is struggling with each other. Everyone is having a tough competition. We see the perfect competition market where there are large number of buyers, large number of sellers. A single example of soap. For one soap is a daily requirement. For one soap, there are hundreds of brands. national, international, local. Each one is trying to compete with another. So many advertisements are coming. Okay, if you use Chandrika, you'll have Ayurvedic benefit. If you use Lux, good fragrance. If you use Yardley, it gives you an international touch. So everyone is trying to compete with each other. They are trying to bring their product in their market. By planning, they can decide, okay, this is our main UPI, unique USP, unique selling thing. We can take this and we can run the market. So planning strengthens the competitive ability. It helps us in competing with each other. So these are the importance of planning. Planning acts as a change agent. Planning helps to predict the future trends and manipulate the environment factors. Planning decides what should be done in terms of innovative product, design, technology, and it does not change the environment but gets the organization to take the suitable actions. It acts as a change agent according to the future. Now there is a demand, like monsoon comes, there is sudden demand for umbrellas and raincoats. So the organization who were producing this kind of products will keep their stock ready in their warehouses. Okay, now monsoon is going to start. Everyone requires the umbrellas and the raincoats. So there will be huge demand. So it acts as a change agent. They have planned earlier. Okay, the season is going to come. We need to be ready. We need to increase the price because the demand is going to be more. Earlier, if you buy in summer season, you might get the same thing for 200, 300. But during monsoon season, they charge 700 to 800. Why so? They have planned earlier, like, okay, this is the thing, this is the requirement of the market. According to the requirement of the market, they have run the show. They will run the show. So these are the importance of planning. So we have seen planning, definition, meaning of planning, definition, features, and importance. Any doubts still here? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
So can anyone please tell me what are the importance of planning? At least 2-3 points. I would like to know that my class is following or just saying yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Planning provides directions.
Yes.
Planning reduces the risk of uncertainty. Planning reduces overlapping and wasteful activities. And planning promotes innovative ideas. And then plan facilitates decision making.
Yes.
Planning establishes the standard for controlling.
Yes, ma'am, you are absolutely right. All these are the importance of planning. Thank you so much. So next, we will be looking into the process of planning. What is the process of planning?
Madam, submission, please one submission, ma'am.
Yeah.
Madam, I am Kamareddy Mahendra, madam, PGDMM course
joining. Okay.
Madam, importance of the planning, the same situation. Importance of the planning in a shortcut method. So how to exam to prepare? Please tell me.
I didn't follow you, sir.
Okay. How to execute, madam? Aisa bola.
How to execute what?
Madam, please share the PPT, madam. Everyone.
Sir, I don't have the PPT. As I already told you, sir would be taking your class from next time onwards because sir is engaged with something else. I am taking your class and I'm extremely sorry. I don't have any PPTs to share. So I would be repeating the points. If any point you have doubt, you can stop. You can raise your hand. I will stop there and then I'll explain the point once again. Sir has already shared the material. You people already have the material with you. You can have a look into it and I would be explaining the same thing.
Okay, madam. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So the next topic is process of planning. What is the process of planning? Planning cannot happen in 1 day or 2 days. It is not an immediate result. It is not an immediate answer, yes or no. Okay, are we going out for a party? Yes or no? No. If we are going out for a party, we have to decide. Okay, what time are we going? How we are going? What dress we want to wear? When we'll come back? How we'll go there? What gift to buy? So planning involves sequence of activities. Planning is not based on the current situation. It looks into current situation for the future. So planner has to formulate plans based on the internal and external objective. If you are going for a party, you have to look into your budget as well as the person who is giving you the party. Your budget is only 1,000 and the person who is giving you the party is well off. So you have to look into your internal as well as external. So planning has to be done in accordance with the internal and external objective. A planner has to formulate his plans based on internal and external objective. So the first process of planning is establishment of objectives. In this, the organization will decide its mission and vision, where we want to be, what we have to do. So planning has to decide what is the vision of the organization and mission of the organization. The next one is developing premises. What is mission? Mission is defining the organization business with the objective and how to reach there. Mission states how to reach at your objectives. Vision is where the organization wants to go. Mission is how you will go. Vision is where you want to go. That's the difference between vision and mission. So the first process of planning is establishment of objectives. Your objectives should include both. Yes. Yes.
Can you say one more time vision and mission?
Yeah, I'll repeat, sir. The first process of planning is establishment of objectives. So your objectives, that is the organization objectives, should include both vision and mission. Vision will say where the organization wants to go, where you want to go. From 10 years, where you want your company to be. And mission says how you will go there. What all things you will look into to reach there? Like, for example, if you want to pass this exam, your vision is you want to pass the exam. Mission would be how would you pass the exam? So that's the difference between the vision and mission. Did you follow?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks.
Yeah. So the first process is establishment of objectives. Second one, developing premises. These premises are planning conditions. Premises means these are the planning conditions based on certain assumptions of the future event. So in developing premises, the organization will look into the estimated conditions. What would be in future? What would their situation be in future? These are the planning assumptions. In this, the organization will look into the environment. Okay, whether the government is going to interfere, if the government change, what would be my organization's position? If the social and new laws come up, like especially the people who are into this import and export business, when they set up the planning process, they will look into, okay, now today, this much percentage of amount we are paying for import, this much percentage we are paying for import, export, whatever. Tomorrow, something in future happens. How much would I be in loss? Will I be beneficial? Will I be running successfully? Or will I have to shut down? So this is the second process, developing the planning premises. These are the assumptions for the future. Second process. Then the third one is identifying alternative course of action. You have to identify what would be the different kinds of possible sources. Suppose if you are going for a long drive from one place to another, you're going from here to Dilshok-Nagar or wherever. So you have different routes, A route, B route, C route. So you will look into all different routes you will check out. Okay, A route is this, B route is this, C route is this. If I go by A route, I will reach within this much time. This much traffic, this many signals. Okay. B route, this much traffic. C route, this much traffic. So you will look into the pros and cons. Okay, if I go by roads are not good. Rural area, I might face problem to drive. So planning will look into all the alternative course of actions. Then the fourth step is evaluating the course of action. If I go by A route, how much would I have to spend? How much petrol would be required? How much time would I need to spend? Will I face any difficulties? So you will evaluate the alternative course of action. Then you will decide, okay, B route is good to go. I can reach early, traffic is less, signals is less, road is good, not much money is like, no need to spend much money to reach there. So selecting an alternative. Then you start. That is the sixth step, implementing the plan. Seventh is follow up. You check, you implement it, and then you follow it, and then you check whether there is any problem. Because we are thinking from the point of future, we don't know anything can happen. We are telling today the weather is very good, the weather is like sunny. Suddenly, cyclone can occur. We don't know. So we are following up. So this is the process of planning. First one, establishment of objective. Second one, developing premises. Third one, identifying alternative course of action. Fourth one, evaluating alternative course of action. Fifth, selecting an alternative. Sixth, implementing the plan. And seventh, follow up. Is there any doubts in this? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Yes,
Continue.
ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, on our study material on the 51st page, I can see one point about formulating derivative plans. Could you explain, ma'am, if it possible?
Yeah. Formulative derivative plan is, that's what I said. I gave you the example of A, B, C. Three routes are there. So derivative plan is the additional plan which you have. When you're deciding upon something, when you're deciding upon the task to be achieved, when an organization is planning some task, they are deciding about recruiting 50 people in their organization. So if they don't get 50 applicants, then what? Or if they receive 150 applicants, how they are going to decide? That's what the derivative plan says. The derivative plan says, you can read out. Can you just read out that point?
Sure, ma'am. Formulative derivative plans. After the
Yeah.
best course of action is decided upon, the next task is to work out its details, formulate the steps in full sequence in order to break it down for each section or department, for each product, and for each month, quarter, weeks, etc. Ultimately, the manager will get the final plan of action in concrete terms for specific task or department. Thus, these derivative plans are formulated out of the main plan and therefore they support it.
Yeah, the same thing. I told you, you have to reach Dilshuknagar. Okay, you have checked A, B, C. They said after deciding all the things, then it will be broken down into each section, each department, each product for each month, quarter, or week, like one by one. If you're preparing a cake, first your main motto is cake. For cake, you will get all the ingredients. You'll get the baking powder, you get the eggs, you get all the chocolate. If you're making a chocolate cake, then the cocoa powder, sugar, everything. Then you will decide how much quantity of sugar is required, when the sugar has to be put, when the baking powder has to be put, how many eggs should be beaten, for how much time it has to be beaten. So that's what is formulating derivative plan. After deciding, as I told you, we selected the B route. So B route, we decided what would be the petrol cost, how much time, how many signals, how much roadblock and all, how is the road conditions, how is the weather, everything, each and everything, when it is distributed among every minute plan is discussed. That is the formulating derivative plan. I hope that's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Any doubts till your class? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Please respond.
No, ma'am. You can continue.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, one of you please tell me the process of planning. Not the same person who said the last time. I would like another person to say the process of planning.
Madam, no doubts, but any shortcut notes will exam you note, madam? Anyone?
Yeah, sir will give you.
Yeah, it will be given if it is required. We will plan for that. Like based on the faculty availability, they will give. If it is required only. Okay. So that
Okay.
material is very nicely prepared. Okay. There need not to be any shortcut notes for that one. Okay. The strength of our university is our self-learning material. Okay. So need not to think about the shortcut material. Everything is neatly written. You
Class close, shortcut material, shortcuts.
Yeah, that will be based on the, that some Nagavani madam, those we will sharing, no? So they will, even madam also will share, from next week, Krishna Kumar sir will come and join, okay? Sir will
Okay.
provide everything, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, fine.
Sir, they don't have the material with them.
Yeah, they do have, ma'am. They do have, but because they may be joining like a mobile phone or something like that, they may not have it. That physical notes are not yet provided, okay? So notes is prepared in
We have
software.
notes. We have notes, sir.
Yeah, if it is okay, means then fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I told, sir would be taking. So sir would be providing PPTs or whatever material is required.
Yeah.
Because this was informed like all of a sudden. So I am extremely sorry. I don't have any PPTs to share.
Yeah, it's okay, ma'am. You can continue. I will just speak to them afterwards also.
Yeah, okay. So we have seen the definition, the meaning, the definition, features, importance, and process of planning. I told the definition of planning. Does anyone remember the definition of planning, Kuhn's and all, what he said?
Planning is nothing but thinking in advance.
Yes. What is the definition which he said? He said 4 questions: what to do, how to do, when to do, and who to do.
Yes, yes.
Kuhn O'Donnell gave 4 questions of planning: what, how, when, and who. So the definition of planning. Then we have discussed the features, importance, and process. Now the principles of planning. Everything will have certain principles. Based on principles, everything works. You have certain ethics. You know this is right, this is wrong. Those are your principles which are defining you. You know that cheating in exam is wrong. You are passing by either bribing the professors or bribing the external examiner. Those are your ethics. Those are your values. Those are your principles, which shows from where you are brought up, where you belong, and how you're going to progress in your life. So planning also has certain principles. While deciding the plans, we have to take into consideration the principles. The first principle is principle of the contribution to objective. The plan should be such as we can achieve the organization objectives. The plan should not deviate the organization. The plan should not deviate the organization. The plan should be such as it helps in achievement of the organizational objectives. The second principle is principle of primacy of planning. As I already mentioned, planning is considered as a first step, without which the other functions won't work. It is followed by organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. So that's why planning is considered as the primacy, the first important thing in every organization. Simply, we decided, okay, we'll have new generation is coming up with so many startup ideas. So many. We have seen Shark Tank show. Shark Tank shows how many new entrepreneurs are blooming in India. How is the entrepreneurial growth happening in India? So for doing a startup, did they randomly come out? No, they were in some process. Suddenly something clicked and then the planning started. Okay, Skippy, you can take small example, the Skippy ice cream, the same thing which they had pitched in the Shark Tank show. They said, how did they come up? They were in like abroad for some time. Then suddenly they thought, okay, the kids are having this kind of snacks. Why don't we bring something healthy for them? And then they thought about it. They tried, they planned. Okay, this can be done, that can be done. This is okay. Alternative course of actions were decided. Then they decided the price, they decided the market, they decided their consumers, and that's how they grew. So planning involves everything. For every single thing, planning is important. Planning is the first step. Today, I'm thinking I want to start a company. I cannot start. Even if I have funds, I cannot start. No, I want to focus. I have to decide what, where, how, when. Then the next principle is principle of pervasiveness. I already gave you the example that it won't work only for top management, low level or middle level. It has to be for the whole organization. It should be for the whole department. It should be from all levels of the management. That is from top to bottom. Then planning of the flexibility of planning, principle of the flexibility of planning, the fourth principle. Flexibility should be there. Okay, I decided that I'm going on B route. Suddenly something happens, road closure is there. Then I should be ready with another plan. my plan should be flexible. I shouldn't be adamant like, okay, unless and until the road opens, I will stand here, then only I will move ahead. No. If so and so thing happens, then I should be flexible to change my plan. I should be ready to move from plan B to plan C. So planning should be flexible. Then periodicity is most important. If you're deciding for long terms, I told you top level decides for long term, middle level will decide for their department, and the lower level will decide for their own sector. In HR department, if you are considering the staffing, okay, if I am deciding for my number of staff required, then it should be for certain period. Okay, this was the requirement from so and so period. I require staff for this much, like for this work, I require the staff. The main purpose is for this much period, I need the staff. For my purchase function, I would need the staff. For my research and development, marketing team does research and development. It's called marketing research. Before launching a product, they do research on 4 P's. That is product, price, place, promotion. That is called marketing research. For marketing research, I need this much people, this much period of time they need to do the research. This area they will cover. So planning, the principle of periodicity is very important. And how this will help in achieving the organization goals. That is another thing. Then the principle of planning premises. To consistently develop plans and coordinate the plans is very important. We are developing plans. We are developing plans for purchase department. We are developing plans for finance. We are developing plans for marketing. It's not enough. Coordination should be there. Like planning is dependent on, like purchase is dependent on marketing. For example, the purchase department is producing the products. They are getting the raw material. They are producing the products. Will the work end there? No, they have to depend on marketing department. They have to do the advertisement. See, now new ice cream has come up, Boost ice cream. Okay, how did we come to know about this? Word of mouth, advertisement. Only producing the product is not enough. Only producing the ice cream is not enough. They need the help of marketing people. They need the help of finance people. For advertisement, they need the help. So every function of the organization is interdependent and interrelated. They are related to each other. So coordination should be very essential. Coordination of the marketing plans should coordinate with the purchase plans. Coordination of the purchase plan should coordinate with the finance plans. Coordination is a very important thing in the planning. The next one is principle of efficiency of operations. Every organization will have objectives, strategies, policies, procedures, and schedules and budget. We have our objective. How will we reach that objective? That is our strategy. What is the policy? What is the policy of the company? Certain companies, they work for 18 hours. That they say this is our policy. We work for 18 hours. So policies are important. Then the procedure. If you are baking a cake, step-by-step instruction is your procedure. How will you achieve how will you succeed at making a beautiful cake? Step-by-step guidelines. That is the procedure. Schedules. Budgets are important. How much budget is required for marketing the product? How much budget is required for promoting the product? These all things play a very important role in planning. Next principle is principle of limiting factors. Every organization will have certain limiting factors. Either that will be the human resource, that will be the money, that will be the machinery, that will be the material. Management has to look into all the things and run the show. He cannot say, okay, today my labor is not there, I'll close the company and sit down. No, he has to coordinate with whatever people is there and they have to run the show. In the university, they cannot say we don't have much staff, we have to close the university today, it's a holiday for you people. No, they have to coordinate. They have to work with the limiting factors. Like you can take the live example. Sir was busy today. So the university planned like, okay, no, we cannot make the student run in losses. We will have the class, but instead of sir, I would be taking the class. With all these limiting factors, they are running the show. If they don't run the show, the business will close down. So these are the principles of planning. Principles of contribution to objective, principles of primacy of planning, principle of pervasiveness, principle of flexibility, principle of periodicity, principle of planning premises, principle of efficiency, and principle of limiting factors. All these are principles of planning. Any doubts till here?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
The principles of planning. First one is contribution to objectives. Second one is
Yes.
the principle of primacy or privacy.
Primacy.
Is it primacy? Yeah, thank
Primacy
you.
means the
third-
prime important, the
Yes.
prime, the first importance. As I told that without planning, all functions won't work. So primacy, PRIMACY.
Correct. Ma'am, I missed out on the third point.
Principle of pervasiveness. This pervasiveness
Pervasive.
point we already discussed in the features also. This is the third feature of planning.
Okay.
Pervasiveness means it is not limited only to one department or one sector or one particular unit. It has to be for the whole organization. They cannot say that, okay, we are focusing only on the budget of the company and we will think about the rest all things later. No, with
Overall.
budget, overall, with budget, the purchase has to coordinate. With purchase, the finance has to coordinate. Everything, marketing has to coordinate. So it is for the whole organization, the planning is done.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
It looks from top to bottom, top level, middle level, lower level.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Any doubts? Any others? See, line manager would be responsible for the basic things. He will look into only his sector things. Line manager will report to the staff manager. Staff manager would be responsible for the whole department. And staff manager will inform the whole organization management, the manager itself, who would be coordinating the activities for the whole and soul organization. So that is the principle of pervasiveness. Any doubts? Any doubts? Class, please respond.
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So shall we just revise once again what we have seen?
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. So the definition of planning according to Kuhn O'Donnell, what to do, how to do, when to do, and who to do. And planning is deciding in advance for establishment of the goals and objectives of the organization. Features of planning, the first one, goal-oriented, primary function of management, pervasive, mental exercise, continuous process, involves decision-making, and futuristic. These are the features of planning. Next one, the process of planning, establishment of objective, developing premises, identifying alternative course of action, evaluating alternative course of action, selecting an alternative, implementing the plan, follow up. Then the next topic we have seen is importance of planning. Planning provides direction, it prevents risk and uncertainties, it reduces overlapping and wasteful activities, coordinates the efforts, promotes creativity and innovation, facilitates decision making, and it acts as a base for controlling. Next, last, what we have seen is the principles. Principles of contribution to objective, primacy of planning, pervasiveness of planning, flexibility, periodicity, planning premises, efficiency of operation, and limiting factors. These are the principles of planning. So, class, any doubts still here? Any point you want me to repeat? Any point you want me to repeat?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Next, we are going to look into the nature of planning. What is the nature of planning? I have told so much about planning. Can anyone tell me what is the nature of planning? From the points you have learned, that is the nature of planning. You have to tell me what is the nature of planning. Can anyone tell me what is the nature of planning? Anyone?
Maybe there is a rainy season. We need to plan according the umbrellas.
Mm. But how is planning? What is the nature of planning? Okay, I'll tell you what is
Hello.
the nature. From the points, what, yeah, yes,
Hello, madam. Planning is
yes,
the
tell me.
process of planning is the process of deciding in advance
Yes,
what is to be done, what is to be
yes,
done,
yes,
who is it to do it, and how to it is done, and when it is done.
yes, sir, you're right. So that's the nature of planning. Nature of planning is a rational approach. Rational approach means, as he said right now, where it is and where we want to be in future. It is deciding in advance. The rational approach, it treats the behavior as purposive. That means it is deciding where it is and where we want to be. So planning is a rational approach. The first nature of planning is a rational approach. The second one is planning as an open system approach. Open system approach means organization takes input from environment, processes it, and exports the output. That is, we can take the example of the manufacturing industry. In manufacturing industry, we get the raw materials. The raw materials are converted then again. And from the conversion, we get the final output. Like we get the cloth, like for making this cotton, we prepare cotton, we get cotton clothes. We get cotton from cotton plant. So we extract the cotton from the cotton plant. Process is done. Okay, after processing it, then we get the final good. We get this rubber. How do we get this rubber? We get the rubber from the trees. So woods are cut, the woods are processed, some work is done on it. And after that, we get the final rubber. So that's how the planning approach is. Planning is an open system approach in which the input from the environment is taken, processed, and output is achieved. Breeding, we can take the example of weaving. In weaving, the silkworm. From silkworm, we get silk. So there is a process involved. So planning is an open system approach. Planning is a rational approach. Rational approach says where the organization stands, where it wants to be in future, and how to reach there. That is a vision and mission. Planning is an open system approach. Input is taken, processed, you get the output. Then planning is pervasive. This point we already discussed in the features also and in the principles also. It is the nature of planning also. Planning is pervasive. Planning is for all the organization, irrespective of the size or nature of activities. This is the nature of planning. Any doubts? 3 points. Planning is a rational approach, open system approach, pervasive. Any doubts still here? Class, any doubts?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, so someone tell me what is the nature of planning?
Madam, one submission, madam. Two examples of natural things are the moon, sun, rivers, clouds, mountains, rainwater.
Sorry?
The moon, sun, river, clouds, mountain, rains, water. Natural things, ma'am.
Sir, the example which is suitable for the concept, we can use that only. No, I cannot say that sun is processing, we are getting the heat. That example won't work, no? The example should be suitable for the concept. If I tell you how are the stars formed, years back, the theory you already know. Big Billion theory. How were the stars formed? I cannot tell this example for the open system approach, no, sir. The example should be suitable to the concept. If I tell you how are the stars formed, you will laugh. Like, how is this approach, how is this example suitable to the concept? We know the Big Billion theory. Years back, there was a big explosion and stars were formed. There is a process. Where is the input? Where is the output, sir? Then how can I connect it? You tell me.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. So the example should be suitable for the concept. If I can connect rivers and stars and suns and moons, I will do it like that, sir. If that is not possible, it's not possible. So,
Ma'am,
Radhakishan
please,
sir, yeah,
ma'am,
yes, tell me.
ma'am, please, can you repeat the points for the nature of planning?
Yeah, nature of planning. Planning is a rational approach. Rational approach means where it wants to be, where it is, where it wants to be in future, and how we are going to reach there.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, like you can take your own trip,
Got it.
where you are now, where you want to go, how you will go. Rational approach. Second one is planning as an open system approach. Open system approach means organization will take inputs from environment, process it, and then export it, and then we get the output.
Yes, ma'am.
I gave the example of silkworm, cotton. I gave the examples already. And one more, I don't remember now what example. Then planning is pervasive. This point we already discussed in the features also, principles also. Pervasive means not limited only to one department, sector, or unit. It is for the whole organization.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope that's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
3 points. Rational approach, open system approach, pervasiveness.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
No problem. Radhakishan sir? Sir, are you there? Radhakishan sir, are you there? See, the next topic is types of plan. If we start that, it would take another half an hour to go. So I think sir would be taking that topic.
Yes, ma'am. A small recap. So today we discussed about meaning and definition of planning, nature of planning, importance of planning, principles of planning, planning process, mission and vision was also taught. Ma'am, thank you.
Yes, and features also. And features also.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You have covered so many topics today. Thank you. Thank you.
No, no problem. I hope that is clear and it was not overburdened.
Yes, it was very, very clear, ma'am. Happy with your teaching. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Good to hear that.
Ma'am,
Just
I have
waiting
a
for
doubt.
sir. Yeah, sir.
Can
You
I-
can ask.
Uh,
Yeah, sure.
In planning, I have hear the word pervasive in a lot of time, and
Yes.
actually, if I say like pervasive in the sense, all the planning is existing in every part of the management.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct word? If I use
Yes, sir. You are absolutely correct. Planning is a pervasive function, sir. That means it occurs at all levels of management, not only one sector or one unit.
all right.
You have heard the word in the features, sir. You have heard the word in the principles, and you have heard the word in the nature also. 3 times.
All right, ma'am.
So I hope that's clear now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
The class was so interesting, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Good to hear that, ma'am. So can we just wind up because I'm waiting for sir and I think he is not there.
Okay,
Because
ma'am,
if I start types of plan, then it would take half an hour to go. And sir told me it's only 1 hour.
That's okay, ma'am.
We can wind
Yeah.
up, ma'am.
We can
Thank
call.
you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I hope the class was clear and it was not overburdened
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
because you have lot portion to go and this was just the beginning. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
class. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.